Welcome to channel I make your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side. So once we have all the updates and news, you're the first one getting all the insight. Well, I shall say a lot of people might already watch this video in 2023. Well, we have gone through a very exciting 2022, obviously, over a COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of people have struggled. There has been a lot of issues and problems in the industry and also the realm of Australian migration. So in this video, we'd like to take you a little bit of rewind of have a look what had happened over 2022, and at the end of this video, obviously, we're gonna talk about a little bit about what I expect to happen in 2023. So as we have just gone through 2 years of COVID pandemic, the former government of Australia, led by the former Prime Minister Scott Morrison, obviously you have made notice, or if you have been a long-term fan of our channel, you may notice that the previous government of Australia had actually shrunk and decreased the annual intake and kept it at the annual number of 160,000. Now, which has caused a lot of problem, a lot of problem. Visa backlog, a lot of people waited, stranded. Well, a lot of people say this due to the pandemic. Yeah, well, true. And Scott Morrison, the former Prime Minister, actually back in 2020, asked all the migrants to leave Australia. And that caused a lot of problem, obviously. Now, moving into 2022, now the first major thing, well, did not happen the first quarter, but it does have a lot of debates. Obviously, we looking at the global phenomenon between the superpowers of China and USA grappling between each other and pulling other countries at their side. So there has been a lot of things been happening. But in May 2022, what happened? Now, Albanese, the current Prime Minister, Labour Party, actually won the election in late May 2022, which is a major change that had took place. So Albanese government had the first week that he took on the place, he had to flew over to Japan, all the different countries, in order to attend all the international meetings for the global issues. Once they get back home, obviously all we need to care about is the visa. The government of the Labour government had actually reacted pretty quickly towards what had happened and what the former government had actually set to be go. So the next big issue and big event is this one, the Job and Skills Summit. It's actually very, very vital. Now, because of the previous government had set with their goal and for the upcoming years with the annual intake of migrants at the number of 160,000 and kept going for years, that obviously caused a lot of problem, because the first thing, there has been a lot of backlog, and also there has been a lot of visa required to be lodged in the future as well. So the first thing that the government of Labour required to do is actually take the Job and Skills Summit and invite all the different parties, industry bodies, stakeholders around the nations to Canberra, in which they took on the 1st and 2nd September. I think it's a very smart move by the Labour government, where they get all the people around the nation and agree on one thing. One thing is that we need to get the economy back. We need to get the skill shortage problem resolved. So that was the goal and main thing that had been achieved and agreed upon everyone in Australia. So what's take on with the result on this one is obviously we have seen the annual intake to be bumped up from 160,000 to 195,000, despite it's a huge bumping of the increase of number. But well, personally, and I think around the migration industry and a lot of business industry as well, I don't think 195 is enough. But anyway, it has definitely resolved a lot of problem. A lot of problem. So we have seen that the government of Australia, well, obviously led by the Minister of Home Affairs and also the Minister for Immigration, Andrew Giles, that they was obviously a lot more budget to be thrown into the department. Compare to the former government, they actually cut a lot of budget out from immigration, and that caused a lot of problem as well. So no one works in immigration, not enough people working in immigration, and obviously the backlog issue is over there. And they just wanted to add in here, there's also what we foreseen coming up in 2023 is they are gonna demolish AAT as well, because that AAT structure, they reckon, the current government reckon the former government has actually, almost destroyed the whole thing. And the delay in the backlog in AAT is humongous as well. So it's the same thing. It's an appealing body for a lot of visa rejection, cancellation, refusal. You can actually appeal to the AAT, but the AAT is not actually doing the right thing, but they're not doing efficiently enough. So they're gonna demolish that as well. Anyway, come back to what had happened. So the 195,000 did actually help out a lot of the issues that the former government had actually created. So the Minister of Immigration, Andrew Giles, had announced a further additional staffs to be hired. So as you can see here, this is just right on the Boxing Day, isn't it? 26th of December. So the Minister of Immigration, Andrew Giles, actually put this on media release. It's very good. So the title says visa backlog slashed in time. So they are down from 1 million plus. Now it's 600,000. Still 600,000. That's still a lot. But they actually, clear out almost half of the backlog. So I suspect that in 2023, the first quarter, they will still be putting a lot of resources on clearing this backlog out, and that is why we have experienced the phenomenon of slowdown in GTI and also 1AA visa, because they wanted to get the most of the backlog, which is on the skill sector, the general skill migration, 189, 190. Now, talking about 189, isn't it that exciting time about 189 visa? Because first of all, we haven't really heard about 189 in 2019, 2020, and 2021. Not until the second half of 2022. Probably the public already forgot about. There's actually a skill independent visa, 189, subclass 189. No one actually really get anything. Well, not no one, but very, very limited number actually get invited. What the former government had actually done, they put should I say too much power or resources for the state and territory for their nomination? Well, not quite, but obviously they have given enough quota. Obviously they wanted to push the migrant to the regional, but after the COVID, regional is all right, but the suburban area, for example, the city of Melbourne, city of Sydney, city of Perth, city of Brisbane, the demand of skill is huge. There's not enough people working there. So they need to utilize the subclass 189 to actually get people back. And we have actually experience altogether, which is I don't know, miracle, should I say? I don't know. What about this one, the skill select? Wow, we are getting, well, on the 8th of December, we are getting a record number of 189 invites, 35,000. That is already over the planning level. Now, you may already checked out my previous video talking about this one. Why did they invite a number that is over the planning level? Obviously, there's a sign here, and it's very good. What is the sign? What we're talking about? First of all, clearing the backlog again. Secondly, I think what we have seen over the past 6 months or 6 or 9 months, 2023, the skill migration sector will be flourishing because I can see that the government's taking back the authority from a lot of state and territory government. A lot of state territory, they're not bad, but they have been, self-creating a criteria. Some of the state, for example, the state of Tasmania, has made their criteria so complex that it's not competitive anymore. So the federal government is taking that throne back, and hopefully, I think that's the trend is coming, because we're really seeing the state of Victoria. They already made their state criteria as low as what the 189 visas require. So as New South Wales, although they have reacted very slow, but they had done the right thing. They had removed all the stupid EOI points of 110 points and things like that, all removed. I think that is very good. And also they also removed the requirement of the experience as well. So they basically copied the state of Victoria, and I suspect all the other states will follow as well. So Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory, ACT, or probably not ACT. ACT was still a little bit more complex than any other state and territory. But talking about ACT, they had actually lowered their bar as well. Now Tasmania, will they follow? I don't know. They are now currently the most complex state and territory nomination structure, should I say. I don't know why they will. The smallest economy state will actually make a visa nomination so hard. So in 2023, another thing I think will come as well, the employment sponsored related visa. I think they will streamline it. They'll make it easier. Obviously the required wage rate will be raised. Well, which level I don't know, but it's definitely going to be raised. But the whole visa processing structure will be streamlined, simplified, and I think that's the way to go. And also with the a New Zealand pathway, I think they will do something there as well. Talking about the 188 visa and also the GTI, I think they will stay the same. Whether or not they will actually totally remove SIV visa, don't know. We don't know. I probably will have the answer by February. Anyway, Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully 2023. I think 2022 is exciting enough, but I think 2023 is going to be more excitements coming up in this new year. Anyway, should you have more question query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.